Hello, this is the GPS Insight Podcast, and I'm your host, Carla Wardin. We're talking to experts about everything to do with fleet and field. From telematics to dash cams to GPS tracking to today's issues, we're exploring what's going on in our industry together. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the GPS Insight Podcast. I am Carla Wardin, and today I'm talking to Andy Palmer, our Product Education Manager. Tell me, what does a Product Education Manager do?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, product education manager is really responsible for really any of the content that goes out to our customers, that is created for our internal employees, and then for our partners as well, that really educates them on how to use the product. And so that's really what our goal as a product education team is basically to create content that really helps people understand how to use the product. And we do that in a number of different ways. We deliver content through articles and tutorials and videos and different types of trainings that we can offer our customers. And so it's really a wide array of content that we can deliver. And so my job is to kind of help understand what the strategy behind that is, so that our customers, like I said, really can see the value of our product by understanding how to really use it.
Mm-hmm. Does this stem from people asking questions and then you develop after that, or do you know ahead of time what you're going to develop? How do you go through this strategy to help customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's a little bit of both. In general, we kind of start from the beginning of, let's say we have a new product or a new feature that's coming out. As a product organization, we try to bring in as many groups as we can. So we bring in sales, we bring in marketing, we bring in account management, and we try to make sure that we understand from everyone's perspective about what this particular feature or what this particular product is going to be able to solve, and get feedback and solicit that feedback from each of those groups to say, hey, we have customers who really will like this because of this, and these are the problems that this will help them solve. And so when we're creating our product education content, we have that to be able to say, here's a problem that you, Mr. Customer, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, may have a problem that we now have a solution for, and we can help educate you on how to use that product. So it really is kind of a collaborative effort here at GPS Insight and with the product team, and in really trying to understand where everyone's coming from so that we can put forth the best product, but then also educate the way that we need to.
Can you give me an example of something that we've released recently that you had to go through this process with?
Oh, yeah. So a good example of this would have been recently we just deprecated our classic portal for our standard users. And this was something that we knew had been coming for a long time. And that customers were going to need to be able to understand how to use the new portal if they were a standard users or standard users. So we created a whole bunch of content in our help center that was really geared toward making sure that our customers knew that if you were missing, this particular feature or that you thought it was missing, this is where it is now. So for instance, we provided kind of a high level overview. We created some video, we created some articles that basically said, here's the new portal, here's where you find everything, here's how you add, here's how you delete, here's how you see your vehicles, here's how you track historical data, and put that into not only several types of videos, but also learning content within the help center in the form of kind of documentation and articles and tutorials and kind of step-by-step things. So we've done I think a fairly good job. There's still more to do, and that's still kind of in the process of educating our customers. And so we're looking to kind of expand on that and kind of add additional content, because there are still some things maybe that customers may not understand. And so my job now would be then to go to those customers and try to figure out, okay, what do you really need to understand at a higher level so that we can now create some of that content and then deliver that to them.
That makes sense. And you sound like you have a lot of experience in this. How long have you been with GPS Insight?
So I've been here almost 4 years now. So yeah, started in the summer of 2009. So yeah, just about 4 years. So it's
What?
been a wild ride. There's been a lot of change and a lot of a lot of transition, and so having to be adaptable in this role is pretty important.
Yeah, there's been a lot of growth too, more product features, more product launches, obviously things that you're dealing with at a detailed level. What is a regular day for you? How does your day go normally? Do you have a normal day?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't know what a normal day is because it varies and it changes, from day to day, which is great, which I actually like about that. So, there's like I said, we deal with a lot of different types of content and delivery, and whether it's an article, a training, a video, and I'm involved in kind of the weeds in some of those projects, kind of on a regular basis. So there's obviously a lot of meetings that we attend or that I attend that help to strategize the product, help to understand where the product is going, and then if there are new features, how do we commercialize those? So probably 2 or 3 meetings every day or so to kind of strategize around some of the new products that are coming out. But then there are days where I'm in front of a green screen and I'm shooting a news episode for our internal employees on kind of the recent updates, and then there's script writing around different videos that we're potentially going to release and so forth. So and then just dealing with kind of the incoming tasks that come in through the field, and making sure that we're prepared and kind of working with the team to help them get what they need as well. We have a great team. We have Erica and we have Greg, who are really dedicated to this task of educating our customers in the best way possible, and they have specific skill sets that are really valuable to our customers. And so it's really sometimes just about kind of helping them and supporting them and making sure that they have the tools that they need.
Whenever I need to learn something about a product or anything else, I always want to read about it. And my children are the exact opposite. They really will just turn to YouTube for anything that they want to learn. And I assume we're dealing with all learners in this way too. You need a different method to reach all of them.
Yeah, for sure. We know that there are exactly that. Like adults have lots of different ways in which they learn content and learn things as well. And so some people like to read it. They like to see a step by step on a page that says, okay, here's step one. I follow that. I follow this. But some people maybe don't want to read it and they want to watch a video. And so we do try to appeal to most customers or most learners and say, okay, here's your article. If you want to watch a video, we have a video for that. And not every case will we have a video. Video is definitely it's a lot more accessible to people, and people generally would probably rather watch a video. But it's also a little bit more difficult to create a video. It takes a little bit more time and a little bit more resources to do that. But we try to, have a balance of okay, is this something that we can create a short video for? Then let's go ahead and do that. But not everything that we have, not everything that we do is, has a video for it. We'd love to get to that point where we could just have a kind of a one-to-one, ratio of articles and tutorials and videos. So,
well, maybe that'll be your day to day soon. Just day to day making a video
right
for every single question.
Exactly. I'm really fascinated by video, and it's something that I'm really excited about, and we do see the value of it, and we're looking to expand that out, and we're looking to do more things. I mentioned we did have we have that internal excuse me, we have that internal insight news episode that we try to release every several weeks or so. We'd like to expand that out and get that out to customers at some point, so that the customers can now come in and see kind of, oh, this is what the company's been doing for the last several weeks, and here's kind of a nice recap of some of those products and some of those features that we have now. So video is definitely kind of the way to go and in a lot of these things, and hoping that we're able to expand that out going forward.
I know I enjoy those videos, so I'm sure the customers will also, whatever.
Nice.
Then.
Well, thank you.
What are some trends that you're seeing in fleet and field currently?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a question that I probably am not the best to answer, but what I can see as it pertains to what we're talking about as far as product education goes, is that we are seeing more and more of our competitors, kind of launch product education and make it kind of a bigger focus. We know that this market is very saturated, and just kind of the smallest differences are going to be a big difference for keeping a sale or keeping a customer or making a sale or whatever it may be. So I've started to notice that not only just in the fleet and field space, but a lot of the SaaS space, is that a lot of companies, particularly even the smaller companies now, are starting to build out more resources and around not only just video and tutorials, but actual kind of training like type academies. And so that's actually something that we're hoping to launch and get off the ground later this year, is kind of a resource where, call it a GPS Insight Academy or a university. We haven't named it, so don't hold me to either of those names. But the idea would be that a customer, when they're, onboarded, they could come in and they could come into an environment where they could actually take a mapped out learning path of courses that basically get them started and get them to understand how to use the product. And so we know that this is something that a lot of our bigger competitors have been doing for a while, but we're starting to see, some of the smaller competitors, kind of participate in this. And so we want to be in that arena as well, and be able to, really offer that as an additional value to our customers.
Good. I can see how that would be really useful. When I was talking to you in setting up our podcast time, you said that your name had changed for the job. Can you talk about that and what changed along with that?
Yeah, so we used to be kind of called the training and documentation team, and I was the training documentation manager, but we really felt like that wasn't the right nomenclature for what we do. Training also kind of does feel a little bit like a dated reference, and when people hear about training, they're always like, oh, I gotta go take a training, or I gotta do a training. And so we wanted to just kind of update the language a little bit to make it more fitting for kind of really what we do. And I really do see that what we do is product education, and there's two parts to that, in that product education is, first and foremost, it's kind of the nuts and bolts, right? It's kind of step 1, step 2, step 3. This is what you're doing to, this is what you need to do to try to achieve this. Mm-hmm. And so when we create content, we're obviously going to do that. We're going to tell you instructionally how you get from point A to point B. But then there's a second part of that I think really falls under more about education, is that it's how do you now apply that, or how do you use this to unlock a certain other feature or another value in your organization. And so, telling stories around, here's how you do this, and this is why you need to do this, so that you can get this or achieve this in your business. And so that's really where we want to take kind of the program and really the department, is to basically say, we're going to tell you how to do things, but we're also hoping that in the meantime, that this is going to be something that you're going to see the true value of, and now you're going to stay with us as a customer. You're not only going to stay with us, but you're going to even recommend us as, to other people and your counterparts and your other companies that you deal with, because that you can't live without it, because it's something that it changes your business. It impacts your business.
I like how you use those phrases like unlocking value, telling stories. It sounds like you're leveling up in another video game. Like you
right.
product now, it's going to get even better.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the goal. And so it's a lot of work to kind of get to that point. We're not quite there, but and that's part of, my role here is to map that out and try to figure out how we can get to that point where it really will, unlock the product for our customers.
That's great. All right. Last question. When you are not dealing with this, when you're not working, what do you like to do?
I like to be outside. I think that's probably the thing that I identify with the most is being outside. And so I live here in Phoenix, and there's a lot of hiking and mountain bike trails. And so I try to spend as much time outside as I can, even if I'm just sometimes in my backyard, which is nice. I know that a lot of folks this time of year are not able to do that. So I'm definitely appreciative of being able to just kind of sit in my backyard and enjoy the sun. But I also have 3 daughters, and my wife and I have a great time kind of raising them and taking care of them. So they keep us plenty busy.
I understand that. I have 3 boys, so we're each the minority in our homes.
Nice. Yes, indeed. But it's fun. It definitely is. It's definitely interesting always.
Yes. I would say I'm the only one with any emotions. So you've got 4 people.
That's great.
Thank you very much for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.